Well, hello, my friends. It is Clyde with PT3D, and today I have some boxes. Some boxes that I require to open. So, I think we're going to have to do that. All right. So the information that we don't need. So yes, I have a few things today to pop open. So the first is going to be this, because I don't know what it is. We'll get to this. But today was a good mail day because I got lots of stuff in the mail. So I want to see what all came in. All right, so first we got some eSun filament. Which I have not used yet. This is a light blue. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't really look the same, but you can kind of get the idea of it. It's not too far off from what I'm seeing on the screen. So yes, and this is a PLA Plus. It says temperature operation is around 205 to 225. So it'll be my first time with that particular type of filament. And what else do we got? I'm not horribly fancy. I have a little razor knife. So it's disposable and the little ends break off. And it looks like we got some good stuff in this one. All right, so first off, we got the Amazon Basics. So that box is definitely basic. You cannot see the filament. So let's open it up real quick and see what it looks like. This is labeled as a dark blue. Regular PLA, 190 to 220. So if you can see that, it's a little bit darker than the other one. But it seems like it's got some pretty good vacuum seal to it. And so there you go. Amazon Basics, my first roll. I do have another roll coming too. It's I believe it's a light blue that I ordered. And what's up next is not exactly 3D printed related, but prototyping related. This is a precision melter. I think Bill Duran over at Punish Props had something similar to this. I have a project that requires use of casting. So I got to make a mold, and then I got to pour liquid metal into it and see if I can make it look pretty, or at least somewhat near as pretty as Bill from Punish Props did. And this is my starter piece, which is you can't really see it, but that is a bear claw. It's also a casted part. This is made from, I don't know. This is resin. So it's a resin cast. And made in China. But yes, this one I'm going to actually cast. I'm going to make a mold of this and cast it in aluminum. That way, if anything goes wrong, I only break this and I don't break a real bear claw, because that would be really unfortunate. So yes, there's one. And of course, because you can't mess with pewter otherwise, I also got a ladle. So this is a ladle for the pewter that I will be melting without lead. All right. So that's it for that. And I apologize for the early stream. I really, really, really didn't want to have to do an early stream. But I don't know how long it's going to take to kind of get this thing set up or built. So that is why I did it. So my apologies to you guys that missed the first part of the stream. But time is such a thing. Okay, so besides, I gotta inspect this thing, and I like to unbox my stuff live because it's more fun that way. I'll move my phone out of the way, and we're gonna put my razor knife somewhere I can get to it just in case. And I'm gonna check my microphone is still good. All right. All right. I'm gonna try and curl that down so you can still see. This is a big box. How big is that box? Well, let me show you how big this box is. Just to give you an idea. This box is 26 inches wide by 29. I don't know if that means anything, but I figured I would do it. So let me do this real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, goodness. I know. I'm sorry, Walter. I'm not trying to jump on your stream, but I got to do this. I'd love to be on Walter's stream tonight. I missed everybody's. I even missed Skewed. Let's see. Looks like we're all live streaming right now. So what I'm going to do is copy this. And I'm going to post this on my Twitter sphere. My apologies for taking a break for a moment. But I'm horrible about posting announcements when I do this. All right, so that's posted. Almost done. Promise. And I have a wicked bad cold too, by the way, so my apologies for any sniffling and stuff that I do. I need to get a new mouse. This thing is like not clicking properly. All right. We are a golden. Let's see how we're looking on the. All right. So it looks like we're okay health wise. Well, stream wise. All right. So I'm going to pull this off here. Put it there just to get it out of the way. We have the obligatory manual. Ooh, I have a cable stuck to my foot. I was trying to get you guys closer. Oh, man, you guys are way up there now. What are you going to do up there? Ugh. Wow, that's a neat view up there. That is not going to work. Not even a little. Oop. As I bunk into stuff. All right, I will try to do it a different way. I do not know what that different way is yet, but I am finding it out. Maybe I can do it like this. Okay, this is precarious, but it at least gives you a kind of an overhead view of sorts. And I'm going to bring it right there. All right, so hopefully that is a good enough view. I apologize too, because this is on a chair. So yeah, the manual, Manuel, is right here. That's the user manual. And then we have a US power cord. And we have a spatula. I see a spatula in here. And a hot end. So that's a Bowden, yeah. Screws, SD card, filament mount. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. It looks like maybe is that the optical sensor? And oh, look, there's gloves. I would have preferred candy though. And okay, so there's stuff. What else we got? Wonder if we can actually encourage. Oh, let's not do blue smoke today. Never mind. That's a bad joke. That's a big bed. That is a very big bed. I think we're gonna have to reposition again. Hey, Papa, how you doing? This is the Anycubic Chiron. I think that's how they pronounce it. Chiron. And my issue that I have at the moment is how to appropriately get this out of the packaging. Looks like we're going to have to put this on the floor. Which means I'm going to have to move you. Because, all right, let's see if we can do this without dropping the camera. Yeah, that was close. All right. Oh, man, this is a very large, grandiose Papa box. So I'm going to put it down her. And then I'm going to lift it out of the box, which you cannot see because I am out of frame. All right, that's attached. Oh, God. All right, so this part, I'm guessing we don't need this minute. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I'm digging that. Look at that. So they give you an extra hot end. That is very cool. Yeah, that feels really loose, though. Yeah, that's very loose. Very loosey-loosey. Yeah, that's a good idea. roll it over, shake it out of the box. I'm going to lean it on the workbench. And then I'm going to reach down into this box once again. And this time I'm going to come up with the business side, which is right there. Oh, look, filament. It gives me filament. Not a good seal, but it is silica protected. Either they have a really, really low pressure vacuum or there's a hole somewhere. I'm going with there's more than one hole. There's like hole right there. So it came with a 0.5 kilogram or is it technically 1.1 pounds of black PLA in the 1.75 millimeter variety. Oh, nice. Okay, so we got a drum. And I got to get this box moved so we can get it, and I can have myself some room to move in here, even though I should be behind the camera. Or is it in front of the camera? No, I have a face for radio. All right, so let's get these boxes out of the way so I have a clear approach vector. Okay, so we're going to move this back over here, hopefully without dropping it. All righty then. I'll move you right here because I think we're going to need space. I'm pretty sure we're going to need tools too, but I don't know what I need yet. Okay, so this is pretty neat looking, I have to say. I'm digging the legs. They're rubber mounted, so they're little rubber pads underneath these. I may get you a little closer so you can actually see this. Let me pull all these pointy objects off of my workbench so I don't like stab myself on camera today, because that would just be unfortunate. All right, so I'm going to move the chair for a second. All right, so what I'm talking about that I really like is these legs. I mean, I like this color. You can see where the inputs are in the SD card. I'm going to sit in this chair, give you guys an up close and personal view of this thing. There is a printer port. It's got an on/off switch, which is cool. So why don't I tear that plastic off so you can see it? And again, I apologize. Whether it's allergies or a cold, either way, it's annoying. All right, I'm trying not to get too familiar with any of the associated cables that are underneath this plastic, because getting familiar with wiring with a sharp object is never a good thing. All right. Oh, you can't watch me tear the whole thing because I put the camera too close. All right, so there's your first perspective view. Oh, you know what? I may as well grab my handy dandies, my CR10 nippers. I'm going to put those right there. I'm going to come over here. Okay, well, first off, let's do the rest of this here. Okay, this will wait until last. Okay, right here. We're going to get that, don't worry. But as is, this is the circumstance which I find myself in. You can see the casters under there. Let's see if we can pick this up a little so you can get better. Traditional, okay, too high. The thumb screws. The wheels are, that one's not touching at all. This one is. This one is mostly touching. So I imagine we're going to have some fun doing some tweaks on this, because this thing did come all the way from China. So we are most likely going to have to tighten some stuff up because I am sure it got some vibration. All right. Don't fall over. Stay. Ookie dookie. Ookie dookie dookie doo. Dookie 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 doo. Okay, and my unboxings take a while, so you may as well get a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. I could put you to sleep. All right, so hot surface operation. This paper can be used for manual leveling, which is an optional feature, which, again, you cannot see what I'm talking about. Or maybe you can. Okay. Is this view okay for now? Because I'm going to just leave it at that for right now. These are really big. Pull that one off. I hope I was supposed to. It says remove this paper before leveling and printing. So that's good. I'm taking the tape off the bottom here. Holy cow. Good masking tape. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe I should leave this on until after assembly. Before assembly, please use pliers to cut the zip ties. Oh, well, it does say do it. So, okay. Remove the model when the Ultra Base cools down. That's assuming they have a model that I can print because I did not bring a computer today. So, Papa's projects. Is there a particular way that you prefer to be addressed? I usually ask people that when I meet them for the first time. Oh my goodness. And I did post a link on Twitter, the Twitters. God, I love Joel and some of his stuff. Joel Telling, 3D printing nerd. So if you haven't watched his stuff, I definitely recommend it. That's what got me started doing this horrible, awful hobby of mine. This thing is so pretty. Look at that. Look how pretty this is. It's the Ultra Base. Oh, and that must be the... Doesn't look exactly the way I had envisioned it, but that is a large build plate. Very large. Oh, Ed, okay. Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, I am horrible with names anyway, so I will most likely forget. But I do try. Okay, so it doesn't look like the extrusion was tapped. It looks like it's supposed to be passed through for the bolts or the nuts or whatever you want to call them. The bolts. And there's no directions on this. So this is what I was just reading, if you can read that. This is what came with it, covering the Ultra Base, which I'm going to try not to put my hands all over too much. I guess I'll put this over here for right now. We got a user's manual, but it does say to remove the zip ties. So I'm going to carefully remove these zip ties. There's one. Actually, that belt feels pretty solid. This is... God, these are monster zip ties. All right, so there's another one. Throw that in the garbage pile. That's what boxers are for, right? All right, so can we move this? We can, a little bit. So there's a zip tie here I got to get. And then I have to get something else. Something doesn't seem right now. So I imagine we're going to have to unscrew the touch screen and put it, because this is really, really tight. So, and it looks like that's kind of how they got it going on here. But I haven't looked at the directions yet, so we'll get there. Holy cow. Monsters. Yeah, I usually do not do live streams this early. I usually wait a little while because I like to watch some of the folks do their streams. But today I really had a limit on time. So I needed to kind of get this going. All right. Now for the fun part. More information. Software, videos, models, after the sale service, etc. Apparently they have a, well, here, I'll give you the QR codes if you guys want to view them. You can just scan them. So you could pause the video and scan these if you want to know more about the Anycubic website or Facebook or YouTube. So there you go. Hopefully that was sharp enough that you can scan it. Okay, so we're looking at the packing list. It did come with the filament. I'm going to have to open up this bag. The very last thing we need is the power supply. Oop, who else joined us? It's all right, I'm not next to the camera. Oh, it's Dave. Hi, Dave. You're not way late. The unboxing part takes like no time at all. All I've done is pull plastic off and cut zip ties. I have done nothing else. Honest. Papas can tell you the same thing. All right, so I'm going to try to get you a better view here because we're going to be working on some stuff. All right. And I can't see right now, so give me a second. You have to be patient with me. Oh, yes. Yes, and that's no fun. No fun at all. Oh, I don't need my phone. I think I can read the chat just fine. Thanks, Papas. Or Ed. All right, so we're not pulling parts. So this is actually not a horrible looking spatula. It is sharpened on one side only. So that's not a bad deal. So it may be functional. I would hesitate. Hey, Chuck. I would hesitate using a spatula of any kind on this build surface. I'm just saying. Okay. I don't want to replace this build surface anytime soon. So my advice is let the thing cool off before you start peeling it off. And if you can't wait, then go get yourself one of those spatulas that's designed to do the job. We also came up with another pair of side cutters. Pair of tweezers. I don't know what, is that a screwdriver? A small flat tip screwdriver and a wrench. All in here. And not rusting. That's kind of cool. There's no rust on these. Let's see what else. I somehow don't think we're going to need the spare hot end yet, I hope. We also have Allen wrenches. So we'll put them there. A plastic pie scraper. Probably not. The only reason I say that is because if you're trying to use a tool to remove the part, just let the bed cool down to about 30 to 40 degrees C before you try removing it. This is the Ultra Base. It's designed to cool before you remove the part. And this is also an after sale service card. It's very pretty. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of bright in here. So probably not. These are, I don't know if they're rubber or they're nitrile. I think, looking at the texture, they're probably nitrile gloves. So, look, gloves. They include a dust mask. And this is a QC test card, and it says that it passed. So that's good. It met somebody's quality standards. Let's see. One second. Let me see. I have to send an invite to the live stream. I don't know how to do that with this. Oh, wait. Copy link. All right. Not done this on my phone before. I usually do this on my... I may have to help out somebody real quick on the stream. So, okay. This looks like the optical sensor or something. Maybe not optical. What is that? Auto level device. Well, there you go. There's the auto level device. It's kind of neat looking. And here's our screws. Well, our bolts. I keep calling everything by the wrong name today. Nuts and more bolts. The T's that I need. I see a hint of either dirt or rust. Looks like an extra something. I'm going to leave this in here because I don't see the point in taking that out because I don't need another hot end right now. Although I guess I could take it out and show it to you. This is kind of cool. This is the first time I've ever received a printer that had a spare Bowden. I mean, oh, and look at that. They even put a zip tie right here. On another stream, that was something that Kelly was talking about. This is some couple of grub screws in there. So this is the E3D knockoff, but they've come a long way. This looks way nicer than the one I had ordered a while back. So smash. And I'm guessing this is a filament spool holder, which I may or may not opt to use. Do not know yet. But, I mean, this is kind of put it together stock, right? So let's do that. So that's probably what these other screws are for. I'm going to put the SD card over here. And we are going to work from that. All right. Let me see. Extra print head. That's actually what it calls it. Front view. Oh, man. Are you telling me it's going to be like this? Yep. It's going to be like that. Some assembly is definitely required. So let's get this paper and put it right here. That way I can get some space so I can actually do something with it since it takes up so much of it. All right, get tools, stuff we don't need, more stuff we don't need, and we can put that there. All right, we don't need this right now, so we'll put that over there. And we need the directions, so we will put them right, I don't know, somewhere. All right, so let's see if it gives us any directions at all on how to assemble this. It sort of does, it looks like. All right, so yes, it does. There's some directions. You do. So you're not completely helpless and clueless. That's good. All right, so I need these M5 25s. It says I need 4 of them with washer. And it looks like it threads into the end. So, but the thing that I'm kind of curious about before I get too crazy is the leveling device. Excuse me. They have you put the leveling device when? After you preheat the thing? That's interesting. The signal line is connected to the port above the print head. Wouldn't you want to put this together first? Oh, sorry to hear that, bud. That's not too bad, though. That's not a horribly long wait. It'll be here before you know it. All right, so it's not... Wow, look at that blower on that sucker. It is not... a coherent thought that I'm having at this moment. I'm thinking that I am going to knock stuff off the table because I really enjoy doing that. The filament runout sensors. Wow, that's very kind of flimsy. You can't see any of this, so I'm trying to figure... Oh, now I understand why they included the gloves. I should have guessed there was a reason for that. I hate doing that, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so where is the module is magnetically attached. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, now I get it. See? I just had to read the directions. This part should go over here. So let me go back. See, I just had to look ahead because I've built these other ones before, and yeah. Okay, so we want the... So it is facing away from the monitor or from the touch screen. Show this is going to come across here, which I guess makes sense because that's where the cables get plugged into, and it's going to go right here, somewhat like this. Holy cow. It's got some friction to it. All right. Full sentences. Okay, I'm sorry. I will work on that. You know I'm horrible at full sentences. All right. So what I'm doing at this point is making sure that I don't bump the table because I really don't want this to fall. I'm going to take these M5 25 millimeters and put them up through the holes like it suggests. Ah, okay. So they did tap the ends of these. Okay, good. What I'm doing is I'm just going to kind of put the external one or the exterior ones in first so I can line up the gantry. It should line up on its own, but just because something should do something does not mean it will do something. So hence why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to bring this one back over here like this. And they're fairly straightforward to thread in. Once you get the extrusion lined up right. All right. That feels like it's lined up. Yeah, they gooed. I don't know if this is cosmoline, tourmaline, or actual 3D printing grease of some sort, but it's pretty nasty stuff. All right. We'll grab this other one. The directions seem to be fairly accurate. Ugh. Fat fingers, beware. There's a disconnected cable in here. I'm guessing I'm going to need that at some point. Oh, God, really? Okay, there we go. Ah. Yeah. So it's a little bit, I would say, just slightly more complicated so far than the CR10S assembly. But like I said, only slightly, and it's not really that it's more complicated. It's that the getting access to these little spots is a little tougher to get to. So, but I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not really more complicated. It's just a little tougher is all to get to. All right. So that one is in. Oh, they really did. They just kind of arbored that right out, didn't they? All right. We got that. We got that. Did they hot glue this? Right, they did. They hot glued these right into place. They wanted to make sure those suckers didn't go anywhere. So that's really considerate. So I got to give them props for that. It's going to make it more interesting to remove the fittings on the stepper motors later, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, that shows that they were thinking about, you know, things vibrating loose in transit. So that's right. That's why we have access to little kids. Speaking of which, hey to the 3 munchkins. Especially when they're capable of doing it. Get them in there early. Get them started. Oh, all right. I don't like using the... Ooh, these are actually ball ends. That's nice. That makes it a little easier to get into the hard to reach places. So since this end's hanging over, I'm going to tighten this one down first. I usually don't necessarily tighten them all the way when I first get these, but on the CR10S, it seems like it didn't hurt anything to do it. So, and if I have to like angle this any kind of weird angle, and yeah, you're going to want to snug these really good. Don't go crazy though. You don't want to like strip out the heads of these things, because then life would really be awful. But I mean, I don't know that you really need to go in there and use the full length of the Allen wrench to do this. I certainly didn't on the CR10S. And let me take a look and see how the gantry is. Nope, no movement. So treat it like a tire change. You know, check it after a couple 100 hours and make sure they're not loose. And if you don't understand that reference, I can certainly explain it, but I think it's pretty obvious what I meant. There we go. And try not to cut yourself on the end of these things too when if you got like the fat finger thing going on. And you're trying to get leverage. Cool. All right, how are we? All right, so that's the movement I'm getting right now, and that's without the T's put in, which I'm getting ready to do right now. Whew. Old knees. Oh, too much weight. Have to lose more. Nice. So they are actively engaged today. All right, so now that we've got these in place, it does not, let's see, fix the frame to the base of the 4 pieces, M5 by 25 screws, and spring washers. Fasten the screws when all the screws are pre-installed. Okay. You know, surprisingly, even though the language is not exactly great, this is actually really good for, like, you know, kind of like a translated manual. So now I got to install the T-plates. I'm which are right here. But I'm sorry, just stick with me. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be boring, but I tend to be boring. All right, so we need a smaller Allen wrench for this. If you would like to see this part, speak now, and I will make sure that when I do the other one, I move the camera so you can see it. Because I'm not going to turn this thing around or move the camera to this when I can show you on the other side. So. Oh, yeah, no. It's the plastic bags. Thank you, though. I'll just get them. I got the fan blowing on me. We're in the corner over there. Because it gets really hot in here. All right, so it should be obvious when you put these in. You kind of want to orient them like this. That way they slide into the extrusion. If you don't have them loose enough, make them looser. You'll know because they will not bite if you do not have them loose enough. So start with the one after you've gotten them all loose to the point where you feel confident that they're going to grab. And then just kind of go around them one at a time. I usually start with the edges and then I'll roll it out a little bit. And like I said, I'll show you on the other side. All right. And then I tighten the middle one last. And then if you are worried about these being seated correctly, like I said, just back them out one at a time, until you feel like they, about 4 or 5 turns. And then make sure that slotted nut or whatever you call that nut for this thing, it's a tapered nut. And well, actually, I don't know if these are tapered. Usually they are. Nope, these are not tapered. These are just standard extrusion nuts. So, yay, bonus. Just means it can be that much harder. Huh. Interesting choice. All right. Hold on a second. I got to move my... There we go. Let's see. Didn't want you to looking for that one. Oh, yeah, right? I appreciate it. Really do. All right. So I don't know if you can see from there. So I'm going to move you over here. And then I'm going to bring you down here with me. That way you can see, not the messy floor, but what I'm doing over here. Let me stabilize the tripod. All right, nice. I'm gonna move this right here for a second because the chair is fat. And if I'm gonna do this, I need to be able to sit and do this because I cannot get the right angle with the camera there. So let's move it right here. We'll bring it down a little bit. And then we will turn it here. That lighting is not great, is it? Let's see if we can move this cable out of the way. It's not horrible. I don't know if you can really see the extrusion too well, but actually, yeah, you can see that. So again, I'm going to line these up. It's an upside down T. So you want to slide them kind of just like that. Make sure that they feel like they're grabbing. So you just kind of just move them around a little bit. And then you can try and get them lined up if you want as much as you can. You can push them up. You can push them down. These are really just designed to kind of hold this as an extra support. So again, start with the top one. At least I do. You don't have to. I just snug it because I'm going to show you the other way. And then I'm going to snug this one. And then I'm going to snug this one. All right. So now that they are snugged, what you want to do is just pull on it. And it's not popping out. It's not moving. So this one, I will back out just a tiny bit like this. and then I will push it back in. So this one will hold the rest from moving. And again, I'm not using the short end. And again, loosen it back up, spin it like 3 or 4 times like that. And if you drop the nut, you just got to start over again. So don't do that. And then we'll do it with this one. Reasonably certain I got a good bite on these, but after assembling my first FT5, I've learned that sometimes it pays to take that extra second to do this really, really simple step. Okay. So now we have everything attached. So now we want to go through, we want to look at everything. You know, see, okay, so this is not moving, that's not moving. That's not great. We'll probably tighten that up. So let me bring you over here. Sorry for the seasickness. I really need to get an actual lab that I can put in multiple cameras. But again, I got to get a new computer for that. So this is what you get for right now. All right, you cannot see this still, but there is a little bit of movement in that. So, I suppose you could use it. I've never used it yet, so I don't know that it's necessary. It's just keep an eye on it. So let's see, how tight are these? Not very. I'm concerned about, ooh, that one's really tight. Okay, so I will tighten these down and we'll see if we have any issues later. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to do this. Here, look. Just a little thumb tight. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay, I don't want to, like, if it's injection molded, which it looks like, I really don't want to break anything. So I'm just kind of going until I feel that good little bit of resistance up against my finger. So yep, right about there. Just about when it starts to, if you use the edge of the Allen wrench and you let it push into your finger, when it gets, well, okay, for baby fingers like mine, it you get a little bit of discomfort. And that's at the point you want to kind of stop. It's when you start feeling that discomfort. So that feels much better. I'm kind of worried about this right here. This is something you want to look at, because if you can see that, that is an unnatural bend for tubing. You see how it's sitting there like that? This should have been a much slower bend like this. So there's one of two things that's going to happen. This may apply extra friction or it may not. And if I just kind of pop it up, hopefully it won't crease it. I don't really want to apply heat to it. So I'm going to try and use it as is. But this may end up causing the friction, or causing the filament to have a little bit of friction right here, which could interrupt or interfere with the way it prints. So just kind of keep an eye on that. I'm going to pop these off. And really, is that it? Yeah, what I was saying earlier, you see all this? Look at that movement. So I'm wondering if one of these is adjustable. If it's got like an up and down adjustment or not. Because that feels pretty sloppy. I mean, that's some pretty good travel there. So I'm not really happy with that. But we can get back to that. So the manual says, after we put the T-nuts on, we want to put the display in the correct orientation. So prepare yourselves. I'm going to bring you over here. we're going to put you down right here. If I can get that angle right. There we go. All right. So this is the next progress or project, this thing right here. This is really, really tight. I really would not have gone quite that tight with this. I don't even know how they managed to get, well, I guess you can move it in pretty good. So, yay. So get your Allen wrench, get the right Allen wrench in there. I guess they used every single size Allen wrench they could find. Oh, but they didn't over tighten it, so that's good. Pulling these out can sometimes be a pain, but we may get lucky. Oh, no, it popped right out. Cool. All right, so a little bit of distress here. You can see where that, whatever this coating is that they put on this decal, looks like it got hit with something pretty sharp and it kind of peeled it off. It's fine. But it definitely looks like it took an impact because it like chipped some of the, I don't know if this is powder coat or what, but you can definitely see a chip there. So that may not be something to be concerned about, but it may be something to be concerned about. So we're going to put it right here. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the bigger ones, except that these ones do not want to turn. There we go. So yeah, I had to really loosen that one up to get it to turn properly. But it's not like it's holding a huge amount of weight, so that's fine. I don't think you really need to see me. Oh, that one did good. Oh, I like that one. All right, so that's on. Let's see. Need a smaller one. I want to see if these are. Oh, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight. And oh, that one's not. Oh, this one's probably stripped out. Yep, that one is. All right, so this one I may put some, like, I don't know, maybe some rubber cement or something on it at some point, or silicone or something to build it up a little. Because this one, if it starts to vibrate, it's going to drive me nuts. So I may have to dampen that one somehow. So, and hello, Joe. Well, that's why they make cell phones. Okay, so I have to get a really good view of this part because this is important. All right, are you ready? Oh, yeah. Oh, who doesn't like that? I mean, really, who doesn't like that? All right. So our next step is, to plug in the red and the blue cables. So these are oriented pretty much like I was saying. So it's got a little clipper thingy on the bottom. So just kind of carefully guide it into place. Don't get over crazy with it. Don't bend any pins, and just kind of, there you go. That one's done. Then we get a blue one. Same thing. I'm just going to guide it into place. Oh, and it snapped in. That's going to be a tight fit. This one, not so much. Okay, well, I'm looking at, so you can see, is this cable right here is going to travel the length of the Z-rod. This right here. So if this cable is not long enough, it is definitely going to be problematic, but we're not worried about that right now. This is why me unboxing and building things takes so long. All right, so we're back to this part again. So we'll find out what these screws are for later, I guess. It's trying to tell me to put the filament spool holder on. And I'm not exactly sure I want to do that, to be honest. But I can. I suppose it is in the direction, so I should. So yes, I will do it. And I need my little packagey doohickey thing. Which screws does it use? It's using the M3 by 5s. So that's right there. So it's using M3 by 5s and M4 by 8. Okay, so that's these here. All right, where did I put that thing? So we got to put this. This is the filament holder. We got to put it together. Looking at the directions, so you're not missing anything. Although it really does appear that this is bent in the picture. I think I will do it this way. Oh, I think I cannot do it that way. I think I'm going to have to do it this way. Yep, there's only one way it goes together. So that is fortunate. So even I can't mess that up. Well, I mean, I guess I could if I really tried. But yeah, because of the way not the extrusion, but because of the way they put this together, you really can't put it together any way other than that. Oh, man. Come on. Okay, so that one doesn't want to thread. So I may have to do this the other way. Yep. It's always something. Well, it should thread. Oh, that one. There we go. That one's going in now. It was just a little off, I think. Imagine that, me being a little off. Wow, this is a really awkward angle for this. All right, so they're in. Oops. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going to be hitting the thingers. Seeing if anybody made any mods to this. There we go. All right, so that's together. So now we got to pass through these. Which way does it got? It's kind of facing the. Oh, was it facing away? Kind of looks that way. Huh. It's got it oriented towards the rear. I need another view. This view is not helping. Ah, okay. Well, that is most unfortunate, and it's going to bug me. Dad is going to bug me. Oh, God, that's going to bug the heck out of me. Oh, well. I can't look at it. I just can't. Can't do it. What I'm talking in partial sentences because the way this is put together, it's got the square part kind of facing upward like this, and I'm not a big fan of that. Not even a little. And I just dropped the nut. Ugh. If you require a better view, please do let me know. All right, let's see. It does give a precise measurement for the distance between the points. I'm going to put it up against the plastic right here because I would like the spool to be as far away from the gantry as possible. You can't see. So yes, I'm going to put it right up against here. I'm going to see if we can anyway. It does, like I said, it does have a measurement in there. I can read it to you as soon as I can get back over there. But like I said, I'd rather have it as far back as I can. Yeah. Sorry. Boarding house reach. Dave said he has faith in my failures. Well, see, if I fail, then you won't, right? Isn't that how this is supposed to work? Okay. I got errant wires that I have to figure out. All right. So we got one that goes here, most likely. So let's figure that out. It looks like they kind of stayed close, which is nice. So, yeah, we are on. Oh, actually, I was supposed to do the Z. Okay, I'm supposed to do the. Oh, I was supposed to do the Z axis motor wires, the Z limit switch wire prior to putting on the filament. Who knew? Oh, wait, I would have if I read the directions. It's all right. Just, ooh, there's no strain relief there at all. That's not acceptable. I'm not a big fan of that. So that's something else we're going to look at. All right, where is the other end? Ah, there we go. All right, so this one is obvious, okay? This one's got the... I say it's obvious because it's obvious to me. If it's obvious to me, it should be obvious to everybody else. But there's a... You see this wide one? This is a 6-pin, okay? That goes into your stepper motor, okay? It only goes in one way. So just, don't force it. Just kind of ease it in. Right here, this is a 3-pin. And again, same thing. If I had, actually, you know what? This really isn't all that in the way. It's just an awkward angle, period. So ease that in. And it should be all set. All right, so 3-pin, and this Z stepper is connected. So I'm going to go over to the other one and do the same thing. This does have dual end stop sensors, which I believe they're considered optical sensors. So, which means that when the Z stepper motors are actuated, they will each independently move to the home position, if that makes sense. So if the one motor on the, say, the left side manages to find its way to the bottom of the Z end stop, this thing, and then the right side isn't quite there yet, this will keep going until it gets there. So these move independently of one another. Ideally, hopefully not for too long. All right, so I'm going to check these grub screws. I'm going to make sure that there's not a whole lot of movement up and down on this. This is a much nicer connector than I've seen in the past on other printers. But I'm going to just check the tension on these grubs or set screws. Oh, that's really tight. So that's good. And that is. So I'm going to let it go back to kind of where it was. And we'll check this one. That's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, I'm not even going to bother checking the other one. I will check the bottom one on this one, though. And I will check the distance. Make sure they look kind of comparable. Which, eyeballing it, they look very close. Yeah, they look pretty close. You could try to make a calibrated measuring stick and see how close they are. Yeah, they're within a millimeter of each other. Okay, so this is still my problem. I've got to get back to that. We've checked this, the tension on this belt here. So if you push down, you're not going to get a lot. I mean, just you know, if it feels tight, it's tight. Okay, so and that's almost not quite piano tight or guitar tight, but it is tight enough. Oh, look at that. They have dampeners on here. That's a very cool feature. I did not expect to see that. See that? This is a resiliently mounted stepper motor. So while this is going back and forth, doing your crazy prints, this isn't going to vibrate near as much because it's dampened. That is really cool. Thumbs up on that. A lot of people actually put these on later on printers because they want to kind of reduce all the vibration they can, which I can totally understand because these things can get loud. But the fact that a company thought enough to put that on there, that's pretty cool. Or really bad. I don't know which one, but I'm going to go with really cool. Okay, so this is the YN stop, and it's pretty anchored. It's making noise, so it means it still works. We'll take the paper off of this. We're just about ready to power this up, but again, I am concerned about this movement. This movement is really concerning me a lot. So I really want to figure out which part of this I can adjust. Now, this does have filament in the bottom of the nozzle, which means I think it looked like it did. I thought it did. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just a lint ball. But we'll find out if there's any been filament through these. Typically, they do test these at their facilities. But yeah, I do want to get this tightened up. So I'm gonna assume this is the tensioner one because it's the only Allen head on here. And I'm going to try and loosen this up a little bit or tighten it. Let's see. I wonder if this one will. Is there a nut on the other side of this thing? It probably is. Oh yeah, there's a nut on the other side of that, all right. Ah, gosh. I'm not really liking that. I know. Just test the printer already, would you? No, I just really don't like the idea of having a printer that is this got a loose head on it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and retighten it. Well, not like that, because that wouldn't work. Kind of need a wrench to tighten things. I'm going to try and just thread that back in, hopefully. Oh, wait. Yeah, that feels much better. Oh, yeah, that's way better. Okay, let's see. All right, we got movement. It's a little bit stiff, but it is not wiggly near as much as it was. So if I have to, I can always loosen that up just a tiny bit. Well, maybe I will. Okay. God, look at how quick that thing did that. All right. All right, I'm leaving it. I'm not touching it now. I'm going to leave it like that. All right. Wants me to put on the power. All right. Let's put on the power. Where'd I put the... Over there. Why on earth would I put that over there? Oop, hold on. Got another message. How does a spool spin on it? Oh, that's easy. I can answer that question. I will elaborate. Small delays here. Hard to ask questions without way ahead. Okay. No worries. Let me grab a spool and I will show you this real quick because it actually would make total sense. But it's one of those things you kind of have to see it. All right. So spool goes like this. And then you see how it sits on the edge. It just kind of, but this, it's not liking that. This is why I kind of want to put it on the other way and flip it this way. But the tension is going to be drawing towards this because the filament goes in this side here. So this is going to be feeding into here and spinning. So that's in a nut how it works without, having roller bearings and all that stuff. So let's move you over here. So you can see this. Okay, this is the Blue Smoke Challenge. You can see everything. Awesome. You get a choice. I can do, you know what? Why don't I move it a little bit closer? Then I can point you kind of at the display so you can see the display turn on. I don't think I can get... Yeah, you can't really see both. So it's going to be one or the other. So I'm going to have you here. All right. So, Dave, I hope that answered your question. Power first. So grab the power cable. Yeah, it's a nice. And the one thing I do like about this too is that it does have a ground. I know you should that should be on. It should be mandatory on all printers. Yeah, I agree. It should be, but it was not at one point. All right, so I'm going underneath this bundle, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to plug this in. All right, so this end is still in my hand. This is in the off position. I'm in the US, so if the power is not set properly, it's not going to blow up the printer. I'm trying to locate where the switch is before I do this. So give me 1 sec. Oh my God. Where is it? Ah, there it is. It is set for... I think it's set for 220 actually. Where's my screw me driver? You'll probably want to see this, so give me a second. If you've never changed a power supply over, let me just double check and make sure this is actually... It does say 110, 220 is selected by switch before power on. Please check input voltage. So this is kind of hard to see because of where it's located. So I'm going to bring you down so you can see. All right, so if you look up in there, right here, there's a toggle switch right there. This side is 220. This side is 110. If you are in the United States or a country that uses that, you want to switch it over to the right side. Okay? So now it is set to 110. Pretty easy, but like I said, in the US, it really doesn't matter so much if you get it wrong on the first try. I've never done it, so I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not going to blow up. Like if you had a 110 printer or had a printer set to 110 and you live in like Europe or in Germany or, you know, you're going to have a problem. You're probably going to blow your printer up. So very important. Okay, so now we are coming over here to grab our power supply, and we're gonna plug it in. Oh, this is such a pain. Okay, we have a firm seat in the power strip. All right, for the moment of truth, let's see if it powers up. Yep, it did. All right, so I've got the manual in my hand, upside down. And it says, cold extrusion prevented auto heating on, which, okay, hold on. I'm thinking apparently I skipped a step here. Oh, and on here too, it to say that 220 is labeled as 230 and 110 is labeled as 115. So if you can read the 115, that is our 110. All right, so place the filament on the filament holder and please note the feeding direction. Okay, so it's basically saying it wants to go over, under, over. What do I mean by that? I will show you. Stab. I want to see if the... okay. If you have never fed filament to a printer before, okay, you see this gink on the end? See how it's all wiggly and jiggly and stuff? I'll try to get a better view. You don't want that. So just kind of approach it at kind of a 45-degree angle and then snip it. And what that's going to do for you is it's going to help you get this filament into the printer. So loading the filament, you want to come from this side over the top and into... oh, God, this is really... I guess I should have probably gone a little bit closer, but let's see if this works. Filament spool or filament detector or runout sensor. And then you're going to kind of bend this into the... holy cow. All right, let me... most people that watch my channel have experienced this before, so... but not everybody has, so please be patient. All right, so filament runout sensor in, and then you want to take it into the extruder right here. You may have to squeeze this just a little bit to kind of get it to go through. And then once it gets in there, you hope that it engages right away. Otherwise, you have the problem I have right now, which is this is a horrible filament spool holder. Just saying. Ugh. I don't like this. Really don't like this. All right, whatever. We'll do it this way. There we go. All right, so the filament is in the tube, and I am pushing it in. Oh, wait, I got to make sure it says that. It doesn't have a self-feeding, right? It says lack of filament. That's cute. Let's check this first. Filament in, and there will be a pop-up interface as shown. I don't see that. But maybe it's because they were trying to preheat it first. All right, hold on. Let's bring you back over here so you can see this. You've already seen the filament part. So may as well get to see this part. I don't want to do print. I wonder if it's under tools. Preheat PLA. Let's see. So bed temp is set for 50. We can't. Okay, the touchscreen interface doesn't let you change that. So the preheat temp is there. So that's the best I can do. I think if I actually go into the other menu on the other side, I could probably change that, because you can opt to just preheat the extruder or the hot end. So while it's doing that, I'm going to try and push this in the rest of the way. But I'm just going to take it. You can see this filament really clearly. Just watch it in the tube. Get about an inch above the where it goes into the hot end, and then just kind of wait until it gets to temperature. It's a much better decision. And I may end up moving this filament rack, because this is not going to be a pretty picture. So I'm actually going to turn this spool around for this print, which I don't want to do, but I really don't have any other options at the moment. All right, so it is just about to temperature already. That is fantastic. Yeah, and there was looks like white filament in there at one point, because that's coming out the end. It says when the target temperature of 230 degrees C is reached. What? Why would I heat this to 230? Unless they used ABS filament. All right, hold on. I'm going to preheat this to ABS, because that's kind of making me nervous. We're just going to bring it up. Let's see, if they use PLA, though, and I'm heating this up to 240, that is not a good idea. All right, we are at 230. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to turn this off. That way it stops heating up at 230. Because I haven't been through the menu, so I haven't seen where it says stop preheating. So all right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Tools. All right, so this is the menu that it was supposed to go to. I don't know why 230 though. I usually don't go above like 220 with PLA, but okay. All right, so now I'm going to push this into the hot end until I see filament start to come out. Woo, look at that gobber goober. That is definitely too hot for that. That stuff was coming out like soup. All right, so now I'm hitting stop. And it should cool off. Cool off. All right, so we're going to go out of here. And we're going to go to cooling. Done, it says. What does that mean? Done. All right, so what is it? Where's the status monitor? All right, so it is cooling, so that's good. All right, let's see. Before leveling, if the nozzle temperature is too hot, in order to avoid burns when installing the leveling module, it is highly recommended to cool it down. Click Tools, Cooling on the screen. Wait till the temperature in the red drops below 60 degrees C. But I went to that and it says done. That's it. There's no red. I'm pretty sure it's not at 60 degrees C yet. Cool. Look at that. We finally extruded something. All right. So now we are going to want to attach the leveling probe. So I'm going to go to the preheat menu, see where we're at. We're at 125, 24. That's pretty classy looking. It looks like they built it so it would face away. I don't know. Let me look at this. All right. Well, isn't that nifty? Whew. That's tight. Oh, all right. Hold on. So I'm going to plug this in. They don't give you a lot of slack on this sucker. And it's definitely not what I thought it was in terms of leveling. So that goes on over the extruder. So I'm going to do this again just to show you. All right, so over here, you can see that. There's a pin set right here. You connect to the little blue anodized aluminum thing. And then it's got a magnet and a block. And you put it in and it just blunk, locks into where it's supposed to be. So we're going to leave it at that. So now we're going to get out of here. And we are going to make sure everything is out of the way. Cable management is awful. No strain relief on the corners. But we'll live with it for now. They used, I think, that adhesive stuff that you put under a desk to hold your wires for cable ties, and it's not sticking to this plastic. Okay. Wow. I'm really concerned. How far is this going to go? Right to there? And then it's got to go back. Good God. Hold on a minute. I gotta. Wow, that is tight. Very, very tight. All right. So we're touching now. Man, they didn't leave much. You definitely can't use a strain relief on this. Ugh. All right, so well, good enough, I guess. Well, we're gonna see how this works. If it makes it to 1,000 hours without breaking, then we'll call it good, right? All right, so we're gonna bring this back over here. My filament is all over the place. I'm going to get another filament spool because that is going to upset me greatly if I don't. Sorry. Almost there. We're gonna do something in a second. I really cannot run this thing like this. I would rather have the filament on the floor than where it was. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. All right. So we're going to feed that filament from the floor, and we're going to do it that way. Let's see. Can you bring something that support that better? Bring something. Oh, you mean like the filament spool holder or the wire management? Because I don't know yet how I feel about that cable. I mean, it's well here. I'll bring you guys over so you can see what I'm referring to. Number one, filament spool holder. Okay, I just didn't like the way this felt. This right here, it's got a enough, but when you get it to right, that's where it hits the end stop. I mean, that cable is going in at a hard angle, and if you look under here, thankfully, it is not going directly into a solder. But I really don't think that was necessary. I think they could have kind of softened it by going in here and around. So that may be something that I look at later in terms of fixing. So. All right, so we got to do this leveling. Yeah, and I think that cable, there's a zip tie under there. I may be able to cut it at some point, but I'm trying to stick with exactly the way this printer was sent. So I'll let you know if it stays, good or not, and I'll take a look and see if anybody else has made any alterations like that. I don't like to make mods to these things unless I have to. So, yeah, moving the plug, maybe. Again, it's zip tied in place right at that corner, so a little bit limited on that one. All right, so let's get this leveling. Now that we've got the signal cable plugged in and the magnetic module put in place, please install leveling sensor manually, then choose OK to start probing. What? Tools. Oh, okay. So I got to go to Tools, which I was just in there. More. Level. Probe. Please install leveling sensor manually, then choose OK to start probing. Do not click OK before the leveling module is installed first. OK. Now, with a bed this big, too, what is that? Oh, God, really? We may have to turn this off. No, it hit that, but good God. All right, I'm not a big fan of what just happened there, if you didn't catch that. When it first went to home, it came way over here, and this ended up hitting and kind of forcing the gantry out of position. So I don't know if that's a bad thing yet or not. We'll find out. How are you, sir? Fernando Pena. Sorry for starting the stream early. I wasn't sure exactly how long this was going to take, so I had to start it early because I have a long drive in the morning. So, yeah, Dave, it did touch, but the problem is that it hit the build plate and kept going, which it should not have done. So, it actually forced the gantry out of position. It may be fine. I just that was for a first auto level. It was kind of a I'm actually liking this. It I take a lot longer to do my builds than most people do, but I mean, if you're capable, I mean, you can do this a lot faster. I always try to go a little slower, just so number one, I don't blow anything up, and number two, so anybody that's never watched these videos can actually, do the same and follow along, kind of thing. How big is it? This one's I believe this one's 400 by 400 by 450. I believe it's the Anycubic Chiron. I'll give you the specs here in a second. Yeah, the that probe that it's doing right now, I don't know if that's what kind of probe it is. I thought it was a like an induction probe or whatever, but I do not know. So the specs on this, yeah, 400 by 400 by 450. Yes, I was right, Senor Fernando. And how are you today, by the way, sir? We have a new person here with us too. It's Ed. That's Papa's Projects. And I have not checked to see if you have a channel that I can subscribe to, Pop or Ed. So I may have to do that. So yes, this is the Anycubic Chiron that I purchased. I don't know. Dave is on a different chat line. And let's see. Now remove the leveling sensor. Then choose level test G code. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that it didn't drive itself off the corner of the build plate, and I am going to just proceed with what its recommendations are, which is moving this cable guide out of the way, pulling the probe off, and carefully pulling on the hard plastic that's the connector, not the wire. And I'm going to put this... I have no idea where. They should have put like a little thingy up on top of here so you could hang it off the backside of the gantry. That would have been a nice design. I mean, they sound dampened the freaking stepper motor on the Y-axis, for God's sakes. Give me a magnet to put this in the back somewhere. Okay, so something else to lay around. All right, so now I'm going to say okay. Can you see this okay? Because I'm thinking you're getting a little washed out. There we go. Done. Now remove the leveling sensor, then choose level test G code to test. Well, it never told me to put the SD card in. Remove the leveling module and insert. Oh, yeah, well, I guess it did just there. Okay, so apparently this one can access information from the root directory, or they put it in the correct place, one or the other. All right, this is a full-size SD. Oh, no, it's not. It is. There is a micro. These are unbranded micro SD cards. That is awesome. Look at this. Boom. It's like back in black. This is a made in Taiwan. My eyeballs don't work good enough. Here's the part number. Oh, boy, you can't read it either, can you? Uh-huh. Okay. Well, maybe if you can read that, you can determine what kind of size this is. It's probably like a 4 or an 8. All right, so it's back in. And I'm going to plug it in to the reader, which it is now in. And I'm going to say, okay. And it has a level test right there. So I'm going to select that because that's what it told me to do. Now, does it say to hit print? Just checking. On the display screen, click and enter print. Print. All right. And choose level test, which I did. Okay. Okay. Printer, what? Oh, okay. Fine adjustment. There might be 3 kinds of results for the first layer of the test prints. Nozzle too high, nozzle too close, and proper nozzle height. Well, I guess we will demonstrate that here in a minute, won't we? Indeed, it does make sense. I don't think Taiwan is too horribly far away from... I'm not sure where they are out of Shenzhen, according to this. So I don't know. I don't have a map in front of me to tell me how close Shenzhen and Taiwan are. It's a Monday. No, you don't need to say more. I've had the same Monday. I think we all have. And if we haven't, I want your job. Please. All right, we're going to back this up a little bit because you really need to be able to witness this. I can't guarantee that you're going to be able to see much of anything useful because they gave me black filament on a black build plate and told me to make fine adjustments to my build plate based on the level. So they printed in white. I have to print in black. So they're either assuming that I have mad skills or they really like screwing with people, which could be early or either, not early, either one. And I'm going to pull up the chat here. That way I can view from here because I am completely on the other side of the room. And even though this room is small, I cannot read the text on my screen from here. Wow, it's only like a 3 or 4 second delay. That's not bad. I got to turn my volume off here so you guys don't get double speak. Because that would be inconvenient and annoying. How much is that beast? This beast, Lord, what was it? Pre-release sale, $549, I think, is what I paid. Uncle Ron, how are you? If they wanted to mess with you, they would test with ABS and ship with PLA. Well, they did initially have me warm this thing up to 230 degrees. So it is possible, but I think based on how quickly the filament came out of the nozzle, I'm going with they did use PLA, thankfully. I'm good for a Monday. This was an unexpected Monday delivery. I'm not complaining. What is this thing doing anyway? It's heating to 200 degrees. Is it me or does it seem like it's taking a lot longer this time? Because last time when we preheated this sucker, it was like it ramped right up real fast. And I'm looking at the bed temperature and it's fluctuating 2 degrees Celsius. That's 60 degrees. So it's ramping up to 62 and then coming back down to 61. So I'm really hoping that stabilizes a lot more than that. At least on the hot end. I guess it doesn't really matter on the bed. I'm so happy everybody could join me today. And like I said, I apologize for starting so early today. I don't usually do that, but I wasn't sure how long this process was going to take. I figured that it would be comparable to the CR10S. Way longer time. Yeah, I agree. I think it did take a lot longer to preheat this time. I put it in preheat mode and it jacked the temperature from like stone cold to like 240 and hold on, I'm watching this. Ooh, good God. Okay, I got to work on that. It's like one of the wheels is not turning properly, so the bearing's vibrating like crazy. So, no, I do not have a thermometer to. Well, actually, that's not true. I do have a thermometer. Hold on a sec. Oh, hold on. Let me look at this and see what it's doing. Wow. Okay, so this is really close. And that is kind of far away. Wow. Say, that there is your problem. Sorry, I'm watching this. Give me a sec. Ooh, boy. I can really appreciate that. Oh, wait. Okay, it didn't do a wipe, so let me see. Oh, that is way too far off. Oh, yeah, that is definitely nowhere near close enough. All right. Oh, they got the springs maxed right out. So we're going to pick that up. I'm going to pick that one up. We're going to pick this one up while we can. No, don't move. Oh, God, I hate it when you do that. Ow. Okay, I can't reach that one. Gonna chase it. We're about I don't know. We're not horribly far off, but trying to level this thing live is definitely not your friend, because there's a lot of pinch points under here. So please do keep that in mind if you're going to try doing this. Yeah, we're losing it. Yeah, there's like 0 to no adhesion on here. I mean, I'm just peeling that right off the build plate. Actually, that's better. All right, we're going to bring this up a little bit more. And then I think we're going to have to do this by hand, because that is just, that's horrible. Yeah. All right, let's see if we get a little bit closer this time. That's way too high. I see what this is. They're doing a test pattern print. Oh, God, sorry. I couldn't hit the mute in time. Really, I apologize for that, especially if you're watching it on a TV. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. All right, so I'm guessing not allergies. All right, we're going to bump that just a little bit more. It is kind of fun to level this thing, though, in a way. Come on. Oh, wrong way. And like I said, do not get your fingers caught in this thing. For the love of God, that would hurt a lot. Ah, man. Just cannot get that freaking adjuster. Come here, you. There we go. Let's see how we're looking now. Yeah. That printer comes from the factory in Glenn's Colors. Yes, you are correct. I could not agree with you more. But this is not the Fun King one. The Fun King one is way cooler. I should take a picture of it, though, and send it to Glenn. Say, hey, Glenn, look. Uncle Ron said it comes in your colors. I'm a little concerned. It still feels high, but what I don't like about this, the test print, is I don't know if it's supposed to be button them right up against each other, or if it's excuse me. I have some unholiness coming out. 400 by 450. 450 on the Z. Whew. That was a rough one. So yeah, you were talking about a thermometer, which yes, I do have if I can survive long enough to get it. Whew. Says 54, 55, 56, 59, 60. So right towards the center, it's 62, 61. Hold stable until you get to right around here. So right about here is the ideal. It looks like once you get out to here, you start really having some thermal fall off. Like it's down to 51 to 51 on the corner. Sorry, I'm trying not to do any aggressive coughing. 57 on this corner. 57. So it's definitely got like a few degrees difference in temperature. But I guess it's not too awful bad considering the size of the bed. Anycubic site has this listed at 10,000? Really? Man, I got a deal. I got it like $549. Hoo-yah. Well, this is only a single extruder, though. I think I did see that they had a nicer printer. I would have to look because I definitely did not pay $10,000 for this thing. I did what they call a pre-release order because I wanted to. Honestly, I was hoping to get a printer that I liked that nobody else had yet. And honestly, I thought I did really good up until Joe, 3D Maker Noob, ended up getting one before me. But he hasn't really done any videos on it, so I hope to change that so I can, get something that you guys are interested in. Yeah, but even if it's branded for $1,000, that's like double what I paid for it. I mean, I'd expect like a $649, maybe like $100 or maybe $200 increase from what I paid. But I mean, cable management is really gonna bug the crap out of me, though. Maybe I'll do that. So it is doing an infill of sorts. I'm gonna let it finish now that I've torn like a whole bunch of it apart. That looks pretty good though, right there. Not so much. This, it looks like I could tweak it a little bit to get that really level. There are no test prints for this either, so this is basically all I get to print tonight. So I will have to make sure to do some more videos. Oh, and to get back to you, Dave, the couple things. One, it does appear to be tracking correctly. That's almost dead center on the bed. It's a little off. I'd say it's probably off by 10 millimeters from the center. So that's not a good thing if I'm doing a full build dead or full build plate. The build plate is hot enough. It's just that right at the bitter corner on the one side right here, that is almost 10 degrees colder than the rest of it. Not enough to cause a part failure though. This stuff will release it like, I think just under 40 degrees Celsius, I think is what they said it was. So, but yes, ideally you want to have a heated build plate that's right at the temperature you set it. So a little drift isn't going to kill it. Like right now, it looks like it's balanced out to right about 60, 61 degrees Celsius. So I think that when the bed was, or the nozzle was heating up, it was diverting enough power that it was having a hard time regulating that temperature. So I'm not sure what kind of MOSFET they use on this. And they have loads of printers, and some of them can, some of them can be 10 to 12 grand. Yeah. I'll be honest, I've been looking at the resin printer. Ugh. Whoops. Sorry. I think I'm going to have to cut my stream here shortly. I need to go home and take some medicine for this before it turns into bronchitis. 489 to 600. Yeah, I mean, we had about a month, I think, on ours from purchase to delivery. Well, I don't remember the exact purchase date. I can look it up. Oh, it might have been a little bit more than a month. Yeah, it is a long wait. But, you know what? I've been busting my CR10, so I can't complain too awful much. No, actually, I think I got a little high on that one. It is an interesting test print, though. Yeah, their resin printers are ridiculously expensive. But, I mean, Anycubic's got a name behind them, too. I mean, they've been doing this for a while. Anycubic pulley. Oh, okay. So I ordered a week before that. Yeah, I bugged them a little bit. It's not my fault. No, it was completely my fault. What can I say? Interesting. It's actually not too awful bad. Definitely guessing they used like a 0.2 millimeter slice on this, though. It's extruding quite a lot. So I got to bring this side down a little, I think. Because that definitely is too high. I can't really tell on that side yet. I thought this had micro-stepping too. So I'm not exactly sure. Perhaps it does not. Oh, it does. Oh, nice. That's a good price. That's actually less than my Ren Delta was, which I guess from what I was told, Kat told me they don't make them anymore. If the nozzle is too high or close, so you can adjust this on the programming side before or after printing. So it says you can do it during. So if you know which grid it's on, but I mean, it's 10 millimeters off to one side. I mean, I'm not unless of course that's the way they slice the model. So that's another thing I don't know. I don't think that the temp issue is going to be a problem, to be honest. I think I think it's within spec. I mean, unless you're doing ABS, but I mean, I haven't done it. I mean, I saw how fast the build plate got up to 90 degrees, though. That was impressive. So I don't think, I mean, if you wanted to utilize the full extent of this build plate using PLA, I don't think you're going to have an issue at all, to be honest. Even with that little cold spot on the corner. I mean, if you were able to capitalize on this entire build volume, I don't think there's going to be any warping at all. Well, once you get it dialed in, I mean, you got to have a good layer first. So it looks like I'm going to have a little bit of an adjustment period on this thing to get it just right. I will be probably using the other test profile. This thing's designed for mesh leveling, though, so I'm trying to get my phone to open back up again. Yeah, sorry about all the funny noises that I'm making. I'm actually in a lot of agony right now with this coughing. Like, apparently this cold settled into my lungs a lot faster than I was expecting. So, yeah, and had a couple of really good painful coughs. So I'm trying to cover the microphone as best I can. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell from there, but this side right here is overhanging the line this way, and this side is just on the other side of this line. So again, I don't know. I can run a test print once I get the profile for it, because I don't have a simplified 3D profile for this just yet. I think I'm going to have to get one. All right, Uncle Ron. So again, please forgive me in my cold. Maybe I should do this video again later so everybody else can see it again. I'll just pack it back up and do it again without a cold. Yeah, it looks a little, I can't tell if that's low or high. It's really hard to do this with black filament, just saying. Nice. Yes, that sounds like a plan. I need to be independently wealthy first before I can fly out and put another one of these together. I think you'll be all right, though. You're a smart guy. It does seem that the directions are pretty accurate, though. Go get some Benadryl before you go into shock. Yeah, thanks, Fernando. I'm almost done. I figure we'll run this print down and and I'll go to bed. Go stick my head in a tub of like boiling hot water. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to hit me quite this quick, by the way. What do I think? I think if you've never leveled a bed before, I think you should get a white filament to do this. Honestly, I think it'll make your life a lot easier. I think it'll make my life a lot easier. So I may actually end up running this test print again. So yes, I think doing white filament will make this easier to see. Can you do it with the black filament it came with? Yes. I think blue or any other color other than black would have been preferred for this. But I mean, filament's filament, right? That's what they said. So that's what I had. Well, it's not true. I have white filaments sitting across the room. I could have used that, I guess, but It does look like the hot end looks like it's probably tight enough now. Well, I mean, if you're going to order filament anyway, I mean, white is a really great color to work with, especially when you're wanting to do paint projects and stuff like that. So if you're planning on doing anything, white is probably just as good a color as any, but darker colors tend to be a little bit more complicated. Not by a lot, but like your temperature towers may be a little off. Because white, I believe, runs a little bit cooler than darker filament. So I wouldn't like go from a really dark filament to a white filament and expect it to just be perfect if you're looking for a specific quality. I mean, it'll work. You'll still get it to print. It'll still do what it's supposed to do, but you may actually be running like a few degrees too hot. So if you're right at that butter zone where the filament could go up a couple of degrees or down a couple of degrees, and you found that nice middle spot, you may notice a difference. But if you're just running at stock temperatures, I don't think you'll notice, unless you're really, really, really particular about the work you're doing, and then maybe you will. So, anybody want to talk about melting pewter? Yes, Fernando, you didn't see this, did you? Well, you can always rewind it and watch it from the beginning like everybody else. But I did. I got a Bill Doran from Punish Props. I got inspired, so I bought myself a precision melter for a project I've got coming up. And I got a ladle. And I got a genuine imitation resin bear claw. And I'm going to make a mold with that bear claw and do some pewter resin casting and see how that works. Because if it works, then I can do some designs on the, not this printer, but certainly one of the smaller ones. I gotta tell you, I can't believe how big a difference 400 from 300 makes. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but I'm looking at my CR10S over there in the corner, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, holy crap, my CR10 could almost fit in this thing. So, yeah, it's pretty big. But they did a good job keeping the stuff kind of compact and tucked in, and I got like the power supply and the Logix all right underneath the rail. So they use those to make bullets. Oh, I got you. I had to think for a second. Yeah, you can mount lead with that. If you can mount pewter. Actually, I think I have I don't know what I do. I think I do have a one mold for making slugs, but it's made out of metal and it's designed to break apart so you can pull them out. It's just one of those things I just kind of happen to have. I don't have a gun that'll fire anything with those slugs, but and I have a scale too, I believe, for gunpowder for reloading. And I have a deslugging hammer, and I think that's pretty much all I've got in the way of gun stuff. I do like me guns, though. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm actually going to be using what they call lead-free pewter. I ordered 2 pounds of it because I ordered the high temp rubber or silicone. I can't remember which molding stuff. So, and I learned some tips from Bill Duran over at Punish Props too about how to sandwich it and make it so when you pour it, it actually pours nicely. Oh, well, I haven't actually looked at the melting temperatures of lead and pewter, but that's good to know. I don't know what temperature this thing gets up to. Let's see. I can open the box and read it. It says that the pot symmetrical reflective housing allows quick melting with low current requirements. The pour spout is up front where it's convenient to use. 220 volt meter or melters do not ship with a plug. Oh, I better look. This does have a plug, so we're good. And it has a couple of settings. Let's see what they have. Oh, that is a good point. I did say that. If you can melt pewter, you can melt lead. Sorry. I did not make that. I ran off the assumption that I guess I should not have assumed until I read the book. So hold on a second. It will take 20 to 30 minutes to heat 10 pounds of metal to 600 degrees. The high setting will stabilize at approximately 900 degrees. Cast at the lowest temperature that will give good fill out. 650 degrees is a good starting point. Please note, these metals cannot be melted in our melters. Huh. Well, it says it can't melt pewter. Isn't that funny? Considering that was recommended to get this one to melt pewter. I wonder if they have more than one direction. Well, I guess we're going to have to find out about that, aren't we? Well, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't say titanium. It says gold, silver, zinc, copper, pewter, and aluminum. It says these metals can not be melted in our melters, which I'm confused about. Is that supposed to be say can be used or can be melted? See, now I'm going to have to look this up. Because that would be really embarrassing if that doesn't actually melt pewter. All right, so what's the... So lead melts at 620. Okay, so what temperature does pewter melt? Yeah, text to speech is awesome. Okay, so that's I will have to look into that because I believe this is the same one that Bill Duran had. Maybe that's why he's using a regular burner now. But either way, it doesn't really matter at this moment. I don't have any pewter to test it with. So we will test it. Oh, is this thing almost done? Or is it just adding to my agony? Oh, no, it's not almost done. It's at 24%. So maybe I'll do a follow-up on this tomorrow. So I can definitely see some spots that are like, this is a little, that's way too high. That side should be down a little bit lower. So maybe I'll go to that menu real quick. And before I get off here, and we'll see. Which menu is it? Tools, more, level, advanced setting. Tools, more, level, help, level, advanced setting. All right, so looks like, I mean, it's got more grids on it than, so this one, oh, you can only do one at a time. So we want to come down. So we'll come down. Yeah, we'll do that. Leave that right there. I think we're going to call that good right there. Ah, neat. Okay, so yeah, I should be able to melt pewter in it. I don't know why it's saying you can't, but weird. Maybe it's supposed to say you can. What a weird thing, I tell you. Where's my... There it is. I'm like looking for my YouTube so I can see the chat. Oh, okay, nobody's saying anything anymore, so we're good. Oh, dropping my phone. Well, guys, I think you get the gist. I went through and I lowered it just a tiny bit. I did 2 clicks on the really, really high spots. I did one on the sort of high, just to try and bring it down a little bit closer. So I'll do some follow-ups. Maybe I'll post some pictures on Twitter about this being done. So I think for now, I am going to get off here and go get some medication because, yeah, it's no fun to be sick. So I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me today and putting up with my boring. And I will see you guys next time, hopefully in the next couple days. Sorry, I'm looking at the adjustment. It looks like I'm going to have to bring that belt over a little. It's kind of wearing a little on the edge. So anyway, you guys have an awesome night. And I will see you guys next time. So thanks for hanging out with me with the Anycubic Chiron tonight.